Ready
Ready
to roll.
Ready to rock? Go, that's all I can get.
So today our topic is millennial leadership.
All right, so which of you guys know what a millennial is? Can anyone give me an answer for that? Ken.
Basically, if you were born in the 90s, but like I forget what age. I think it's like 20s.
Does anyone else want to take a stab at it?
I know it's before 1995, because after that it's Gen Z, but it's like 80 something to 95. You were born in those years.
Yeah, so it's what we saw was 81 to 95. We decided we were going to say it's 81 to 96 because I personally wanted to be a millennial. But, you know, 81 to 95 also works. Does anyone know what a millennial leader is? All right, Ken.
I'm guessing like I don't know, someone who kind of leads their own. I don't know. It's like own generation, a leader of their own generation, maybe something like that.
I feel that it's like,
Yeah.
honestly, I didn't know what it was either until we started looking into it. A millennial leader is basically someone who was obviously a millennial, and traits that are related to them are stuff like being inspirational to those around them, being encouraging, being someone who's really focused on not just themselves, but building up the people around them. Other things include like millennials typically don't like to stay at one job. They like to, you know, be where they're at, do what they got to do, and then move on to the next spot. You know, some of the challenges that like millennial leaders face is actually working with older generations.
So, continuing off from what James said, for us younger folks, when we go out there in the professional world, there might be stereotypes attached to us that's, overgeneralizations. They, not completely true, but there is a bit of truth to them. And I'm going to give you guys some advice how to tackle those to, dispel some of those myths and those generalizations. So, first off, older folks, they tend to struggle to accept millennials as leadership roles in the workplace. They believe that millennials are too young, fast-paced, and undisciplined, right? So to give an idea what older generations value when it comes to leadership, they value staying in the same company and building from the bottom up. They place value in slowly progressing up the chain. They minimize the use of social media, unlike what millennials typically do. And they try to build, social circles, and lasting meaningful relationships in the workplace through personal interaction, which is what they prefer. They can also be less open to new ideas. For my question for you all would be, how could a relationship between a millennial leader and someone from an older generation be improved?
Trying to figure out what perhaps generalizations they might have towards you, or possibly kind of figure out what kind of generalizations you might have of them, and kind of trying to meet halfway in a sense by communicating and getting to know them, since that's one of the points that you mentioned.
So just like reaching out, reaching out to them and like having a sit-down conversation. I think it's kind of like showing some kind of respect towards them.
I'm glad you brought that up, because patience is one thing millennials can learn from older generations. So
We're gonna get into an activity, so we can get in a nice tight circle. But basically, what we're gonna do to utilize, now that we kind of like already understand what a millennial leader is, and they're all about encouraging and building the people up around them. So what we're gonna do is go person by person, and then I would like for everyone to basically give food for thought, a different perspective on something, some type of advice, anything that someone else could use as useful information. So.
Mine is to be nice and kind to people when we can, because you never know what someone may go through.
I guess my own, don't take yourself too seriously. Like, there's enough nonsense out there in the world, laugh, tell a joke.
It's kind of similar to what Ken
So thanks everybody for sharing, and like now we're all kind of learning from each other. We can kind of take that into our lives. Maybe if somebody said something that really resonated with you. So the next part of it is encouragement. So this is going to be a little bit fun, a little bit testy, but so I'll explain the directions, and then we'll kind of demo it, and then we'll move on from there. So what we're going to do is each individual is going to go into the circle one at a time. So like I would go here. I'm going to do a physical movement, and everybody around me has to copy it, and then I'll go back to my spot, and then we'll keep just going down the line. So, and we can kind of talk about it after. So if you really don't want to participate, that's fine. I totally invite you guys to do it. It's really cool, and it'll really work out better. The two qualities of that one, of course, was encouragement, right? Everyone was like, maybe felt supported. If you're kind of shy, you didn't want to do it, we either peer pressured you or encouraged you to do it. Right? You got it. And also, that also kind of demonstrated like everybody getting an opportunity to be a leader, and everyone also getting an opportunity to follow. So, with that, that's big circle, and then we're going to move on to one more activity.
Alright, so now we're going to have a tool that you guys can use as a millennial leader, and that is teamwork. And it was teamwork, especially in the RTG field. A lot of the jobs we'll be having do incorporate working with others, so teamwork is a key part of our lives moving forward. And with that being said, we're going to be doing a game. And this game, we're calling it Team Tac-Toe. And you guys want to pull the board up. So what's going to happen is I'm going to split you guys up into 4 separate teams. And there's going to be 2 games going on at once. And Sabrina and James are going to demonstrate how the game is going to go. Is everyone familiar with how tic-tac-toe works? No? Okay, so... Alright, we'll get it for it. Alright, so can I have all the ones line up right here? Ones. What's going to happen is the first 3 people in your line are going to have a marker, and they're going to go one at a time up to the board. There. And the third person will do the same. Once all of your 3 markers are on the board, you will have no more markers to put up, but your goal is then to strategize how to like block the opponent so they don't get 3 in a row before you get 3 in a row. So like rearrange.
Can you rearrange someone else's?
No, you can only rearrange your team.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a little tricky and a little potentially like irritating every time you get blocked. But are there any questions so far of how it goes? You guys want to just go through it, see how it works?
ACDC.
Yeah. And go! Ready to rock? Ready to go! Alright, so you guys saw how it went the first time. You know, tape was an issue. Tape was definitely an issue. But have a tool adjustment instead of these, because these are kind of slacking. You're going to write an X or an O. Set, go!
How do you think the role of encouragement affected when we did the little movement circle? And did anybody feel like encouragement affected them or didn't affect them?
When you described what it was we would have to do, I felt the panic immediately set in.
Yeah.
But seeing everyone like laugh and like cheering made me feel a bit better about it, honestly. Because I was like, okay, everyone's doing it. I don't want to be the only person that doesn't do it.
Yeah.
And then when Nyla did it, I was like, okay, she can do it. She's also feeling the same way as me. We've got this. Thank you, Nyla.
The point of millennial leadership is to show encouragement and how that even if you panic or you're scared or you're like, oh God, how am I gonna get this done? Like people around you are trying to bring you up and trying to get you to accomplish the same goal.
In like this last tic-tac-toe game we played, are there any skills or anything you guys are doing that you feel caters to a millennial leader?
Strong teamwork and strategizing.
And teamwork definitely is kind of one of the pillars of a millennial leader. You know, we're working with a lot of people, especially like, you know, social media. You may not even be meeting people face to face, but there's still some type of teamwork that's going on. And like you always said, strategy and listening to each other are big parts of being a millennial leader. Kind of like one of our last debrief questions is, how do you feel the traits and skills that you guys kind of have seen through our presentation as millennial leaders can be involved into the RPT field?
How could you possibly apply any of these skills to something RPT related?
Right. That, just good examples in the dance circle, getting people encouraged, but also you guys being the leaders did a good job about like you participated and you looked like you were having fun. So yeah, the encouragement of it, the motivation of it, sharing.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say is that, like, in any type of setting, getting people comfortable with each other is super important. And so I think you guys did a good job of doing that and getting everyone involved, even if they may have not wanted to.
Well, thank you for participating in all of our strange activities and stuff.